Gentleman yields back. I now recognize Mr. Olszewski from the great state of Maryland for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Williams, and to Ranking Member Velasquez, Associate Administrator Fitzpatrick. Thank you all for being here today. I appreciate your willingness to represent the Small Business Administration and the Office of Entrepreneurial Development before Congress. America's more than 36 million small businesses are the backbone of our economy. They create jobs, they strengthen our community, they drive innovation. Programs like the Small Business Development Centers, Women's Business Centers, SCORE, and the State Trade Expansion Program ensure entrepreneurs have access to the counseling, mentorship, and the export assistance that they need to succeed. That's why I'm deeply concerned about this administration's handling of these programs. Specifically, SCORE and STEP recipients have reached out to my office to discuss how they have faced significant delays in receiving the resources Congress already approved. These delays are not just administrative, they have real-world consequences. SCORE chapters have been forced to reduce staffing and limit the free mentoring and counseling services that thousands of entrepreneurs have come to depend on each year. At a time when small businesses are already navigating higher operating costs, inflation, rising energy prices, and uncertainty created by this administration's new tariffs, reducing access to one of the nation's most successful small business mentoring networks is exactly the wrong approach. The delays to STEP are equally troubling. For export-driven states like Maryland, STEP funding helps small businesses reach new international markets, diversify their customer base, and compete globally. Maryland's economy is built not only on federal contracting and technology, but also on advanced manufacturing, life sciences, ag, and our ports. Small businesses across my state rely on export assistance to participate in trade missions, attend international trade shows, and connect with overseas buyers. When STEP grants are delayed, businesses don't simply postpone these opportunities, they lose them altogether. Trade missions are canceled, international contracts are missed, and small businesses are left at a competitive disadvantage while their foreign competitors continue to move forward. All of this is especially frustrating because Congress has already made the determination on a bipartisan and bicameral basis that these programs should exist and be funded, which leaves the head-scratching question: why has it taken so long for these grant recipients to receive their payments? Congress appropriated these funds, yet resource partners report months-long delays in reimbursement for work already completed. They deserve better than canceled trade shows, trade missions, training, and other services for small businesses. So I guess I'll start with asking the question, why were these grants delayed to states?
Congressman, thank you for the question. We inherited a system that was broken and there were no controls. It was inconsistent between programs. And so we owed it to the taxpayers to build. We had to build a system that was integrated, the grant system to the finance system. And as we've said before, as Secretary Besson said, it's better to prevent fraud, waste, fraud, and abuse than try to claw funds back. But we are working very fast to get the funds out. And I would say we just in the last weeks, we actually obligated about $8 million to STEP. And so these programs are coming back on. We didn't want to make a pause. This was necessary. We appreciate there's impact. We know there's impact. But we're working very hard and very fast to resume obligations and payments.
Well, if fraud was such a concern, do you have documentation of where that was eligible, what those system changes were? Is there public reporting of that? Because in this role, I've yet to see anything shared with this committee or with me about what systems were of concern, what fraud concerns might be out there. And in fact, I think just sort of on the communication point, I think part of the challenge, too, is that there was really a lack of communication with your partners about the delays and even why you were doing it. So I think as people are trying to plan and work, can you speak to why these delays and these changes weren't communicated to partner organizations and businesses?
Congressman, thank you for the question. But different programs have different communication levels. We have, for example, every 2 weeks, we've got, or every month, actually, the SBDC program has a call with the network directors. Every other week, we have a call with the association, the board. Women's business centers have office hours weekly. So we're communicating with these organizations. The STEP, we work very closely with, actually, the CIDO, their association. But when you look at fraud, if you look at what SBA has had to do system-wide, we sent 562,000 loans to Treasury and DOJ worth $22.2 billion that the Biden administration had flagged for fraud but didn't do anything about. So it's understandable that I mean, these are smaller dollars we're talking about in our office, but we have to make sure there's not fraud. I didn't say there was fraud. I just want to make sure we have a system that would prevent fraud.
Well, as we head in the new year, I hope that you can provide more flexibility to grantees, but I'll follow up with additional questions as my time has expired. I yield back.